Hey, I'm Michael DeLeon. I'm on the road to recovery in New Jersey and a little bit in West Virginia and a little bit in Florida. This is a story of someone who's traveled around, got help and found recovery in New Jersey, and got married in West Virginia to my daughter. This is the story of my son-in-law, Josh Porrino, a guy that means a great deal to me, and so does his recovery.
My addiction? Well, my addiction began, I think, how I grew up. My real father wasn't the greatest character. He was an alcoholic. He abused me and my mom the first 8 years of my life, and it affected us in a way. And I didn't like the way I was feeling from it. I was growing up in high school. They introduced me to drugs, first marijuana. Then all of a sudden it just kept wanting more and more and more. I was stealing from my parents to buy weed, to buy marijuana, to be the cool kid, to fit in. Then alcohol. Then I heard about flu, Coricidin. I heard about Coricidin, taking anything I can to see a trip or feel numb or pass out or puke, or I got introduced to ecstasy. From ecstasy, I went to cocaine, to crack. Then I found the best high of all, in my opinion, was pills, heroin, the downers. The downers made me feel perfectly numb and just not even giving a crap about anything, not even caring about the world. Shot it a couple times, never got fully introduced to shooting it every day, but pills. That's all I cared about was pills.
Pills and potions, we're overdosing. Can't stand it, but I still love you.
Then you get dependent on it. You can't shower, you can't go every day to your job without taking pills first. You can't just even wake up out of bed knowing that you're not getting those pills. It affected me. I cared less about how I looked, living on the streets, being homeless. Drove my ex away, drove my family away, drove everybody away that I loved, that I cared about deeply. And it makes it all the better when someone that you meet while you're getting clean wants nothing but the best for you. And the feeling of love, I don't know if this is going to sound cheesy, but the feeling of love and having God and Christ on my side is the high I feel, and just the amount of happiness I feel now. It's fulfilled. There's no need for it now. I didn't like who I was before. I like who I am today. The only way you get clean in rehab is if you want it. I went on my own. No one forced me to go. I knew I was at my bitter end. I was homeless. I was living in Lakewood in a in a house, in a abandoned house, cockroaches, everything. And then a couple people, I'll tell you, that influenced me. I called someone from AA that I knew years ago before I checked in the park bench. He showed up at my broken down house, picked me up, paid for my hotel, drove me to the detox place. I still don't know his name to this day. I'm still trying to find out who that is. It was an angel. Whoever he was, I still can't find out who he was. I'm still tracking him down. He introduced me, he got me into detox. That's when things started happening. Then I went to rehab park bench and I met the most amazing people. One of my best friends, Greg D'Antonio, still talk to his mom, still talk to his wife, Evelyn and Creanie. But Greg helped me out. He introduced me to Kayla, my future wife, and then Greg's mom, and then Evelyn, his wife, his mom, Creanie. They took me in their house. I stayed with them after I got out of rehab for a month. The amount of growth you see in yourself as people help you, you want to strive for the best. life. Now I'm surrounded by godly people where they want to help. They go out of their way to help you. They're helping me with my setup, my marriage, Bible study. The most amazing things come out of your life when you surround yourself with the right people. Recovery is great. It makes you sit back and appreciate what you have. Like, I'm thankful for what I have. It takes a while to get there. It's work, you know, you're always in recovery. I went to rehab. I even requested to stay in longer because I knew I wasn't ready to get out. I went to a halfway house. I stayed there knowing how to live, pay bills for a couple months just to survive, just to live without drugs. Then I was out on my own. Then I met the right woman, and then God, and then everything just falls into play and in your hand. Everything. It's a whole new life. It's a whole new world. Even like some days me and Kayla just sit back and look at the sky and look at how beautiful things are. When you're on drugs, it's blurry where you're at. You don't even realize what surrounds you. So it's just, you appreciate things a lot more. And plus you look a hell of a lot better. So.
Okay, so he's my son-in-law. He's now going to be the father of my grandkid, and a guy who is embracing now recovery. He's embracing his new life, new husband, soon-to-be new father, Josh Porrino, a guy that's inspiring and has found his way. I love you, Josh. You mean a lot to me. You mean a lot to a lot of people. Recovery means a lot to me. Recovery means a lot to a lot of people. I hope he's inspired you. I hope his stories inspired you. We'll see you on the next episode of On the Road to Recovery. I'm Michael De Leon.